And the winner for the worst take of the season goes to...
I reckon that the Magic Round should have 4 competition points. For each win you get 4 competition points. It's double jeopardy, we call it. Almost have given up like the Bulldogs and the Tigers at the moment, who are struggling down at the bottom of the competition.
What?
Somebody tell Mitch Moses to come and get his uncle. He's drunk again. So Gordon Tallis, before kickoff last night, had some interesting words to say about Anthony Milford and the statement he made. Milford basically says that he feels like he owes the Knights, which I have my own thoughts about, but here's what Gordy had to say.
He hasn't reached the heights that he was, and he goes to Newcastle. It was strange that he said that he owes Newcastle. Yeah.
What did you make of those comments?
You owed Brisbane. They were giving you $1 million a year for you to go there and train and get yourself in peak fitness to play your best footy. So I thought that was a little bit strange and a little bit of kick in the teeth for the Broncos.
Now I get what Gordy's saying, but I don't necessarily agree with it. As a Broncos supporter myself, Milford definitely didn't live up to and didn't perform like a $1 million player. The Brisbane Broncos took a huge risk paying that much for the services of Anthony Milford. Some clubs get a return on their investment and some clubs don't. They get inconsistency, they get, complacency? Unfortunately for the Broncos, Milford was somewhat of a bust, played out his contract. Now, we don't know if he could have taken unders to stay at the club. The way Tallis is talking about Milford kind of hints at that being the case. I mean, if anyone knew, it'd be Gordon, as he and Kevy are tight like 2 butt cheeks. But in the end, it was the Broncos that cut him loose. So yeah, I don't think it was a kick in the teeth, as Gordy was saying, to the Broncos. As for Milford saying that he feels like he owes the Knights, that's fair too, because after that whole fiasco with the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the Knights did somewhat throw him a bit of a lifeline. That's exactly what they did actually, and revived his career. Last night he looked okay, super shaky as expected. I was surprised though to see that he was named at starting 5'8". I thought he would have been on the bench or something, and he eased back into the league. Like he didn't even get any reps in reserve grade or nothing, just walked straight back into the side. That's just a credit to how talented he could be on his day. And if you want to talk about kicks in the teeth, that's a bit of a confidence downer to Knights players that were in line waiting for a crack at first grade or another crack for Tex Hoy's sake. Imagine their thoughts just seeing Milford waltz back into the starting side. The Knights obviously see a bit of magic left in Milford. We saw a little glimpse of it last night. Speaking of, the Broncos did get the win to make it 5 straight. But of course, there were some controversial calls from the bunker in particular. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, that overshadowed how decent the game was. I'm not going to say it was a great game, but it was decent. There are some hectic individual efforts from both teams. The game was somewhat in the balance for I'd say 60 to 70 minutes. A lot of it came down to the ill discipline from the Broncos. Got a bit of a lifesaver from the bunker, not gonna lie. I won't say the Knights were robbed either. They were terrible in defense, but man, Selwyn Cobbo. I've been saying Selwyn is not ready for States of Origin. I think I might be wrong. I'd actually take him over Xavier Coates. That's how well he's going at the moment. For a young guy, man, he's physical. If you've been keeping up with Selwyn's development, you know what I'm saying. Those carries out of his own end, he's had these little individual moments of brilliance. They don't all lead to tries, but for those little glimpses we've seen, like this carry that he took out of his own in goals, and just the hard carries out of trouble in general is why I'd pick him over Xavier Coates. I might have to drop an updated prediction because there's actually a couple of players I'd throw in. But yeah, that about wraps up this episode of Odd Takes, if you will. An interesting take from Gordy. The absolute worst take probably in the last 5 years from Mitch Moses' uncle, old backdoor Benny, and the double points for Magic Round dribble. I know it's been 2 days, but we'll be back with a double upload for tomorrow. As always though, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more league related content or more content in general, be sure to run a straight at that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.